Welcome everyone, Costin here with another early campaign guide for Total War Warhammer 3, playing a much easier campaign than the previous time around as Boris Ursus. Yes, easier, even though you literally start with no settlement, no economy to speak of. You're reliant on your background income of 3,000. Even though that's absolutely going to be the case, Boris has a significantly easier time than Catherine, or even Consolidating really. Because Catherine has a lot of legendary lords she has to deal with. She not only has to contend with the 3 legendary lords of Azazel Fraught to the north, which you will as any Kislev campaign to a degree or another, but she also has Festus, potentially Azak, and Drycha. And Azak and Drycha are almost certainly going to be a problem for her. Now, as Boris, you might be thinking, oh, I should take this initial region. I do have a benefit in terms of occupying regions in the Chaos Wastes, so I can do that. However, that is not recommended, because although the faction here is relatively weak, the reality of the situation is you have the Demon Prince over here, and he's gonna be very hostile towards you, and you have Archeon over here. Now, you could deal with both Archeon and the Demon Prince, but you are going to have major economic and public order penalties as well as significant construction costs. So what I'm going to do instead is very different. I'm going to take Boris's army, who starts with 2 units of armor Kossars, 2 units of Tsar Guard, 2 units of Warbear Riders. It's a fairly formidable army. This army can really crush a lot of things. On top of that, he has lower cost for garrisons and religion buildings, so you can get supporters pretty quickly, far quicker than anyone else, and recruit rank for Warbear Riders, as well as benefits to controlling regions in the Chaos Waste. So you're not necessarily going to do that from the start. Then you have the Red Tsar, who has 50% upkeep reduction for Warbears, and immune to Chaos Undivided Corruption and Chaos Waste Attrition, given the fact that you're dealing with the Demon Prince and Archeon, who both are going to, who both are Chaos Undivided, is certainly a major benefit. So, first off, I am not going to invoke Ursun this turn, nor for a couple of turns after that. Instead, I am going to auto-resolve this battle, and I don't need the extra devotion here, I just need the extra money. Now over here, he will level, and I'm going to get Root Marchers and Inspiring Presence. You also have this benefit of Resettler, which gives you growth to all provinces, and most importantly, no colonization cost to any settlements, which can be useful when you're dealing with chaos. Get replenished troops with the Patriarch. The fact you start with the Patriarch means replenishment is going to be far less of an issue. So I am going to sack it, and then I am going to occupy it. Since I don't care about this settlement, I'm not going to build anything or repair it. Instead, I'm just going to get these units of Kossars. Now, my goal is, you could fight in this region, as I said, but my goal will be to take the Frozen Landing, the Temple, this region here in the Eastern Oblast, and give it to Prague in exchange for maybe a military alliance. And then either deal with Fraught, who's here, or Frog, who's here, who's gonna take out the dwarves, or march east into the Skull Road to deal with the Skaven, with Clan Ferric, which occupies that region. Those are your choices. My recommendation, well, it depends on what ends up happening. It's not necessarily certain. I'm gonna get Pirate's Weapons for the Kossar benefit. Although, to be fair, if you're playing him, you might want to start going with Ice Sculpting from the very start. Because you actually do have a pretty significant early game army. So you can go Pyre Weapons if you want to improve your army, or you can go and get, you can start getting an Ice Switch. And you can focus on the tree on the left for also extra campaign movement points. Alright. You know, one of the things I do feel that should be said here with regards to Immortal Empires, the performance certainly could be improved, I feel. Now, if the Tower of Torment had a harbor, it might be worth holding on to, but it doesn't. And I kind of got fortunate here that I do have a Remnant of Battle, but I am not going to pick that up at the moment. So Yeah, a Patriarch is a lot of replenishment. Like you can see here in just one turn, he's almost healed up to full. He was very heavily damaged. So we are going to take advantage of that. Like just having that extremely powerful replenishment from turn 1 is a major benefit for both Boris and Consolidating, who also starts with the Patriarch. Though you do have a weaker start, I'd say, than Consolidating. You also don't have the benefit of the supporters system. You can throw supporters with Consolidating or Catherine. And it might be better, by the way, to throw supporters Consolidating's way. Although you do have a diplomatic benefit, you do have the better diplomatic relation with the Ice Court. However, here's the thing. If you throw support for the Orthodoxy, you get public order. If you give support to the Ice Court, you get the growth. One's better than the other. Alright.
Boris Ursus.
So we are going to head out. Alright, your army will perform. Let's get the sunken chest. And my goal here is to get to the frozen landing next turn. And I am going to abandon this particular settlement. You don't have any good relations with anyone. Hell, you might be even tempted to go to war against the dwarves. It would work a lot better than you might think, because the dwarves do have some really powerful settlements, and they do have Frog, who's gonna show up and ruin their day. But you most likely want to take the mountains here to the south, this region here inhabited by the Norscans. Maybe have the Norscans resettle the settlement of Karak Vlag for you, or not. Depends on what happens. It doesn't do it sometimes. I've seen the AI do it sometimes, but not all the time. Alright, so over here I am going to land, and I am not going to declare war just yet. The reason is I want to sack the settlement as well as occupy it. So if I were to attack right now, I would not be able to sack it. So just wait another turn. It is going to be worth it.
That's welcoming.
One of the problems is Boris is going to be public order. Catherine has a great deal of public order, 6 on her entire faction. That is substantial. Alright, so let's get the frozen landing sculpting, so I can already start getting an Ice Court hero, and then I am going to get cold storage. It's one of the better upgrades here. You don't need missile resistance or melee defense for your army just yet. And you want to get Troll Country Pathfinder, which is going to give you extra campaign movement. Alright, so declare war. Although, before I take this element, one of the things I absolutely do want to do is invoke Ursun. Because that's going to give me 5 supporters for each settlement that I take. And since there's 3 settlements that these guys do control, that's going to be 15. Maybe 20 if they do take Karak Flag. Alright, so sack it for the extra coin, and then occupy it. Rebellions might be an issue, but it is worth it. And then repair it. And then get more units over there.
For the motherland.
Alright, gonna get firing drills.
I shall enjoy this.
A boyar knows an ally when he sees one.
We are... Meg... Kislev, take what's theirs.
Alright. So there is his army. Now it's gonna take quite a few turns for the die switch to be ready, and it might take me another turn here to be able to take the settlement. Now here you could decide to take the settlement in this region and eventually give it to Prague, though not necessarily on the turn you take it. Okay, well, Prague has apparently decided to make my life a bit easier in terms of the decisions I can make. So fairly quickly I can get an army of 20 units, get the ice switch, etc. And then we turn around the troll.
Boris Ursus himself.
Okay.
So Boris goes.
So I'm gonna put him in ambush stance.
He was not reborn for this.
Right, for her, I am going to focus on Tempest, as Tempest magic is better. Though don't underestimate the benefits of
Leave now if you...
having an ice mage as well. Just their ability of slowing down the speed of units while they're charging, especially against melee focused armies, of which there are quite a lot of, is certainly invaluable. Now let's see if they take the bait. Guess we're gonna find out. And then we're gonna find out if I can defeat them.
I follow the bear.
Alright, they do have quite an army there. But it doesn't matter. Another victory. Let me look and occupy this one. And I'm going to get another lord over here, who's going to get campaign movement range.
As I deserve.
And he's going to reoccupy the settlement here. One of the things you can get as Boris is Reseller. Then Heroic Resilience for the melee defense and leadership. Firing drills, and
Instrument
that will
against
be about
chaos. I cannot eradicate chaos alone.
I'm going to recruit 2 units for him.
Reborn for Kislev.
Now let's see if we have encountered Clan Ferric yet.
To what? Never
Not yet.
yield.
Alright, over here we're gonna get infantry focused. Since I can't get range focused, get more replenishment. And then, well, since I do have bears, I'm gonna get Celiac's Lullaby. Now there is a downside in this entire place. It is the fact that you do have 2 harbors. And the problem with that is you just won't have a place to... you won't have a place to get the church. So right now I've used Ursus's invocation. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my army westward. I don't care if the dwarves appreciate it or not. And go deal with Frog. If I have to fight the dwarves along the way, I will fight the dwarves along the way. Alright, so I also get the Shard Blade. Pretty useful item.
I stand for Kislev. I do not tolerate hesitation.
And Boris is
Lost
going to go
Tsar
march over
returns.
here.
Make offerings to Ursus.
Now Frog will always descend.
What?
Divine!
Highborns, bow to me, for bow to
Now Prague is a war with Clan Mulder, but they do have their initial starting province here in the Eastern Oblast, so they're gonna be pretty well off. Now, since I did have a patriarch in that settlement,
Must find common
Okay.
ground.
I'm not going to pay that. I do have a decent amount of money, all the sacking I've been doing and all that. Public order is a bit of an issue though. So now I wait for Frog to show up. I want him to weaken the dwarves. It might be in your best interest to kill the dwarves yourself, because they do have that gold mine. Alright, cold storage, and now let's get control country
Ursus sends us
Pathfinder.
a gift.
Gonna get battle focus.
Boris Ursus himself.
You may speak before my...
Our pulks stand shoulder to shoulder with you.
Now, by just taking out these Norskins,
Follow
it
the
means
bear.
Prague will be able to
Ursus
control, to
disciple.
deal with Clan Mulder far easier.
As it was meant to be.
There's the border region right there.
High priest
And get
of
more
Ursus.
Kossars. Over here, we will resettle, and because it's for free, it only costs me.
Lord of all.
And I'm gonna get more Kossars here. Actually, I'll just do global recruitment. And over here, I'm gonna get public order, because I will certainly need it. Now, if Frog doesn't show up soon enough against the dwarves, you don't need to. Like, it depends on the situation. By this point, Frog may have declared war against you, may have wiped out a significant portion of the dwarves, may not have. It depends on the situation. But regardless of what that situation is, if you can beat Frog to RhadigarTV, that's also a great state of affairs for you as a player. One thing you may want to do as well is bribe the Skaven. Why? Because you want to secure the eastern border and they control the entire region to the east. Alright, we're gonna upgrade that.
Reborn.
Alright.
Kislev. The motherland.
This feels wrong. Not gonna lie.
Motherland endures. Make them fear Ursus. Cut them down. Boris Ursus.
Oh, look, another harbor.
Boris
It is 100
Ursus
income, I'll take it.
himself.
Now bear in mind that I've done a guide for Katrin, right? As Katrin, you pretty much have to
Lord of the provinces.
right. As if you're playing as Katrin, you pretty much have to fight every single bloody battle on your own. Now let's see if Frog shows up and does something useful. I'm not sure, like, it is uncertain. Like, even if he shows up, he isn't too big of concern. Though, that said, like, yeah. It doesn't feel great to go after RhadigarTV, given the fact they do so much for you in the campaign. If you're playing as other Kislev factions, keeping Frog away from you for quite a while and being very sturdy as dwarves. Also, one thing to bear in mind is you don't have siege equipment. So if I were to...
You Demon Slayer.
If I were to...
On your feet.
Alright, there's Frog. Now, because I've declared war against them, though, maybe he'll leave me be. One can hope. So over here, I'll get that. I can't afford more units, though. Certainly there will be a rebellion soon enough if things don't change. But the public order should improve with the church that I'm getting and with this going down. So maybe I'll be able to avoid a rebellion at the last moment. So let's see if Frog declares war against me. Yes. And as you can see,
I have survived.
the war bears speak for themselves. Let's leave it there. And those were two of Frog's army. One of your principal campaign threats has been wiped out. Two of your principal campaign threats have been wiped out. Now this was a bit silly. But by wiping out those dwarven armies, by wiping out all those armies that were arrayed against me,
I follow the bear.
I've gained myself quite a bit of time. Yeah, I could have fought them manually, Let's just get
Serve me.
as one with
Honor
Ursun
Ursun.
to reduce enemy leadership.
Faithful workers.
The Great Reclaimer,
Tsar needs
Brotherhood
an
of Bears,
army. Motherland needs men.
Bow before me.
As for the situation over here, it should stabilize before the rebellion happens.
Artisan.
Never yield.
What you want?
Slanet.
Now that genuinely is not worth the price being asked right there. Now I only have a couple of turns before the invocation expires. I'm going to get Cleanse Corruption over here, 2 points. I could have gotten more devotion when I did destroy Frog's armies, and that would have been enough to get another invocation. I didn't pay the price. The replenishment is going to be pretty quick. And what if I had not intercepted the dwarves? Well, they would have a full stack of troops ready to fight me. So now, once Karakadrak falls, and we're gonna get the mage here.
Frost Maiden.
Serve me. Honor Ursun.
Power is my right.
Church over there. I'm at 22 supporters. Costin is likely going to overtake Katrin over there. Though the legendary AI as Katrin tends to do pretty well as well. Now, another thing I can do certainly here. Well, that was just some nasty trolling. I know what happened. There's a faction of Siege. Siege can switch settlements. This is going to happen quite often. Yep. How in... Now there's trolling, and then there's trolling.
High Priest of Ursun.
That to me
Boris
is like mega
Ursus
trolling.
himself. Faithful workers.
Since there's shit I can do about it, sadly enough. I just don't have the manpower to take it out.
Another time.
Well, I'll just have to withdraw.
I stand
At the
Kislev.
worst possible moment it happens.
I see the love.
I was born.
Though the rebellion there will certainly give me a decent amount of devotion, which may be enough for me to keep Ursun's blessing. And once Karakadrak does fall, I'll certainly have a substantial force of income. Siege won't do it too often. It does have a decent enough cooldown, and it does cost quite a few points, so it is just like a one pony trick, more or less. Gets me in conflict with... But that was always going to happen, so I'm not too bothered by that. Right, so with that campaign movement range sorted, I am going to get pirate weapons. Let's see if he is strong enough.
Do not engage.
By the looks of it, no, he is not strong enough.
Kislev's chosen.
Hear me roar. I will impale them.
Alright, I'm at 24 supporters. Let's see what the rebellion does.
Say the word, and the pulse.
You pay the proper.
You will be.
Alright, and Clan Ferric has declared war on me. Now, I'll be honest, holding the frozen landing is not really a big priority.
Lord of the provinces.
To be genuine about it.
Take their head.
Hold on. So let's see what level they are. It's a level 2 settlement, so I'll just sack and occupy it. Although I don't have Ursun's blessing, which I would have certainly preferred to have.
Empire grows.
I'll make do.
For Kislev. I cannot eradicate chaos alone.
Now over here, actually, I'm gonna
Ursun's
cancel
disciple.
destroying that for just
It
one
is
turn.
Ursun's wish.
Alright, Krakadrak no longer exists.
I follow the bear.
That leaves me the Troll King. We do have the armies of Clan Mulder marching there.
Never yield. Only the most skilled may serve.
And I am going to wait. Of all the things that could happen, let's get our
The
Indisciplinarian for
great
some
bear
public order.
rewards me.
Final point of replenishment. And for her, Hailstorm.
The motherland never falters.
Our lives mean nothing.
It cements my power. With this, my rule is absolute.
Alright, I am at 26 supporters. I am falling behind, but that's
I
fine if you're
return.
playing as Boris.
High priest of Ursun. The lost
'Cause you don't
star
really care about it.
returns.
And that settlement there will solve my economic situation, my economic problems.
Seeking power.
Now, Clan Ferric will have multiple units that they are going to send against me.
Boris Ursus.
So get the gemstone. They're likely going to have an army there. It's not like the Demon Prince has no other issues to deal with. He certainly has a lot of issues to deal with. He's more along the lines of a threat you deal with after like 20 turns or so.
Warm yourselves with kvass. Roll out. Oh, this cold.
Am I risking his neck? Oh yes.
anything for Kislev. I will impale them.
All right, let's get the gemstones. 200. I think I want to save some devotion so I can get another invocation. As expensive as it might be. You may also get an event at one point that will allow you to cast invocations for 50% less, though it's not a certainty. I've had it happen sometimes. Like, if you can get that's great. Like, if I hadn't had that war declared against me, I would have taken Crackodrak earlier. Things would have been better. But things can develop in unexpected ways. Frog might take Crackodrak on his own very quickly by the time I was ready to declare war on the dwarves. The fact I had to deal with both his armies and the dwarves at the same time does give you an idea.
Lord of all.
Now let's see if we can take Karaklag. It is a pretty substantial army,
Destroy these fools.
but I'm not sure.
It helps my homeland. Cut them down. I have survived death once. It is Kislevite now. Hear me roar.
Alright. No more churches right now. As cheap as they are for him to build, it is better to save right now.
With this I serve Kislev.
And it is going to be a chaos army. A full-on chaos army. Now over here, I am going to get improved lookouts.
To shield Kislev against chaos.
Never yield. I order their death.
Reborn for Kislev.
Now, to be clear, I do kind of expect to lose this battle. The forces here just aren't sufficient. If I could get the peace tree with Frog, though, for a bit, maybe that would work. Though they don't have a lord here so fast, but I'll just corner camp in. May have been just an expensive and futile effort at the end of the day. Alright, so corner camp right there. Maybe checkerboard formation as well. Or maybe not. Alright, gonna keep him a bit further up. They are going to try and flank me, so I need to be ready for those flanking attacks. So they've got Hell Riders of Slaanesh, which is basically Slaaneshi cavalry. That's gonna be pretty decent. Alright, fall back, fall back. That's us.
Kislev's name!
Yeah, as expected. That resolve doesn't stand a chance. I always feel that auto-resolve never properly accounts for how things actually work in battles. Because it's based on the value of units, right? Not necessarily the strengths of units. So for instance, skirmishers are significantly more powerful in battles than they are in auto-resolve. At least that's my feeling on it. Now, that army might besiege Krakadrak. If they do besiege Krakadrak, it's gonna... well, they probably won't be able to attack at the turn they besiege it. They might build some siege equipment for like 2 turns. If it's 2 turns, I can march Boris there. Though I might lose this element, but that's fine.
No surrender.
Do not engage.
Alright.
Boris Ursus himself. Chaos.
Destroy these fools. Hack them apart.
Let's invoke Ursun.
Face my ire.
Take this element.
Hearts of ice. Hoya.
Right, some decent armor. Some money. And I can assign an Atherman. Gonna assign someone with growth.
Never yield.
Although... you know, I'm not gonna do it this turn because I'm not sure if they'll assault or not this element there.
No
We're gonna
honor
also get
bewielded.
some public order benefits. Now, of course, the issue there is gonna be with the Skaven.
Kislev's chosen.
Remarkable what...
Your blood will freeze, your bones will shatter, and you will be forgotten.
Well, that's a way to treat your father, I guess. Now, Azazel hasn't declared war against her here, but she does have Aslan
Do not
and
even-
Azak to deal with. All the same, she's probably gonna beat the crap out of Clan Mulder by looks of it. Like, Clan Mulder is looking... the situation for them is looking pretty grim.
Don't care who you...
Now, I admit,
Kislevites
if I
thrive in
could...
bold.
if I could get the peace treaty with Frog, I would. Because he's not necessarily someone I want to spend a lot of time and energy dealing with. Not when I got Clan Ferric to my east, not when I have Clan Mulder, not when I have Azazel. Like, the best case scenario for me would just be to deal with this rebellion here, march south.
Ursun loves all Alain.
March south and deal with Frat. And then deal with Azazel. And then come back north and deal with the Demon Prince. Who I've ended up in a war with. As an expected
Flows in
outcome.
our veins.
For the motherland, it helps my homeland. A hot meal awaits.
Lord of all. Power is my right.
That's just to give me a bit more time. Between the garrison, like unless Clan Ferric shows up with 2 entire stacks of troops. In which case I'd lose anyway.
Disorder!
Although they are at war with Ogre, so maybe that will give me a bit of time.
Reborn to
What's
serve
the situation
other
devotion wise? I am at 40, Costin has gotten to 50.
High Priest of Ursus. We are invincible, Kislev. I follow the bear.
Governor of Kislev's lands.
Patriarch of Kislev.
Alright, I'm gonna get the Patriarch.
I return.
You want to die?
If I wipe out that army, he might be inclined to accept the peace treaty. It would only be temporary, of course. We will still be killing each other, eventually. Well, let's see what Frog does. Now I can probably reach the port before he reaches it. Certainly pushing my economy to the brink here. By maintaining 1.5 armies, more or less. Even with the upkeep reduction on bears. One of the things you could consider is getting rid of the Tsar Guard. Alright. So there's Frog. Kill him.
Ursun's disciple. I have missed such comforts. Reborn for Kislev.
Alright, for him, we are going to get Cleanse Corruption.
Endless replenish. Do not tarry.
Well, as expected.
Failed. An offense against the orthodoxy.
Kislev's chosen.
And he's gonna go into the mountains there. Just give me that extra income. Devotion for gaining, okay. Now over here, keep in mind the only ones that I can unlock on that side are the ones here to the far, to the left. So I'm just gonna get
Become
a
a
bit of
stronger
growth and
motherland.
casualty replenishment. Kislev is crazy in terms of that. Alright, we can try and kill Frog. Frog. Alright, Clan Ferric decided, nope, that isn't for me. Alright, well, as this is wont, he brought another bloody army.
The bear is with us. They will suffer Ursun's
Alright,
wrath.
devotion.
You know nothing.
Okay, and I am going to give my support to Castalton for the sake of public order benefits. Get another church there.
Faith, it stay healthy, Kislev.
Okay, and over here get the marble. Actually, to be fair, maybe getting a church is not necessarily what's important right here. Maybe getting some actual decent units would be. For him, get more in Iron Disciplinarian. And get Creatures of the
The
Land.
great bear rewards.
Time to start
me.
upgrading the war bears. Now for that army.
Fool. Wait. You want to die now? Or when all beast?
I, Lord of all. Excellent.
Alright, let's boost the income a bit.
Anything for Kislev. Make offerings to Ursus. Silence.
Let's put an ambush stance. That way I might lure them in. As expected.
My spear awaits you. Demon Slayer.
A step too far.
Frog's ability to generate armies is quite something else though.
Motherland endure.
Gonna need the
Round
devotion
of
more than I need the
beheadings.
coin.
Onward, proud men.
Alright, let's generate more income, more income.
We must praise Ursun first. Motherland needs men.
Now let's see if he's willing. I've literally slaughtered his armies. And he's like, nah, I'm good, bro. There's only war. I feel like he's hard-coded to really despise you.
What would your eyes?
Obey!
Disrespect me, and you disrespect.
Kneel to Urs, highborn son.
This is why I was reborn. Boris Ursus himself. Hear me roar. I shall enjoy this.
We Kislevites grow restless.
And remember, we still have the Demon Prince to contend with to the north. But that's fine. We're just gonna go kill some skin. I feel like I have 3-4 turns until Frog returns. And he will return. He's like vermin. You never get rid of him until you just nuke the entire northern part of the map.
Allow me to give you a zap.
You are here to die a slow.
Now this is a great
agonizing
situation.
death.
He's at war with Archeon. If I hadn't left the initial starting position, he would be, well, Archeon and him would be at war with me. But since I did, well, things would develop in a better way.
Son's disciple.
Full. Bow to me.
Kislev. Frog.
Let me see if I
You
can
have
convince
friends
him.
in high places now.
Nope, he is not willing to. I feel it's very suitable to have the Demon Prince, Boris, and Archeon just killing each other, more or less. There's an entire stack of Skaven there that I can see. Or multiple stacks of Skaven. That might be the end of that region. And I'm fine with that. I just don't have the forces to deploy there. Assuming that is true. I guess we'll find out. Might just be agents. Yeah, it's just
Lord of all.
Right, research-wise, just continuing down here. I am going to get control.
Orson sends us a gift. Boris Ursus.
And move to the edge of this particular region.
I cannot eradicate chaos
And get some
alone.
Khazars. I think the problem is Frog has no natural enemy.
I am truth. Ours is the side of truth. What?
None
Heed me.
I return.
You dead.
Highborn son.
Alright, that tower might seem like a good province. Might even be one. But my priority right now is going to be Clan Mulder. I think that's a smart move right there. Of course, the issue is Frog is going to come back, and he's going to come back with quite a lot of troops. I'm not sure I can defeat Clan Mulder in the time given. Well, it depends. Do I want to take down Clan Mulder and help it, or do I want to just take Troll Country? Let's go with rationality.
Hear me roar.
Oh, this is sweet.
I go for Kislev.
You walk.
Few respect Kislev, many regret it. Do not join their number. You on?
What you want?
Well, she's not particularly thrilled to see me, huh?
welcoming chill. We are Ursun's claws. More workers. High priest of Ursun. Leave these dogs weak.
A decent amount of
My
coin.
empire grows.
Fort, church. Targar.
Ursun's disciple. Reborn for Kislev. Demon Slayer. The Tsar needs an army.
Let's go with that.
Azazel.
What do you ask?
The Frozen Kingdom welcomes all its allies. You on? I.
What?
Your bargaining must be in.
Alright, he's marching on Help It. Maybe I want to beat him to it. Get the armor caster building for Boris. Well, to see the rebirth is certainly not something to sneeze at. Yeah, it's kind of hard right there, right? I'm just gonna give this one to someone else then. And she can have the worst one as well. Now, skill-wise, I do have Iron Disciplinarian fully unlocked. Let's get Elemental Regeneration. When I do unlock Elemental Bears, eventually. Over here, gonna start improving his
Instrument
military.
against chaos.
Let's get impassioned, and for her. Now, one thing to note that so far, outside of one minor battle over here, right? I haven't had to fight a single battle
Follow the bear.
manually, and I'm doing really well. Like, I made the point when I was doing my Catron guide that Boris and Consolidating are significantly easier to Catron. Like, if you're playing Catron, you're pretty much gonna be fighting every single battle on your own. Here, however, I'm auto-resolving a lot. I think the problem is right now with auto-resolve, like, obviously it's based on unit points, all that kind of stuff, the value of a unit, so it's not going to rate low tier units. Even if they're really good, it's not going to rate them as high. But then in Boris's case, as opposed to Consolidating and Catron, you have those war bears. They count for a lot, I think. I think that's really why dot resolve has been largely so favorable to me in this situation.
Hear me roar! Ursun's disciple! I have survived death once. Break them. In sacrifice to Ursun, Demon Slayer!
Alright, so I have 30 over there. And we can get another Atterman. Let's get one rank, or let's be the Master Builder. Oh, actually I would need another province to be able to do that.
All the world! The master of this clan!
The
Lord of all, highborns,
Great leader!
So look at the situation that Kislev is. Right here. Much, much better, isn't it?
Exceptional.
Boris Ursus himself.
Alright, get the king, and then eventually, and I'll get the construction cost then. Later.
With this I serve, Kislev. I return.
Wild died, and finally for her. Gem of Truth Light.
This is my right.
Alright, let's get the terrain free. I think I'm gonna march on Azazel. Take him out. You take out Azazel, you take out Frot, you contain Frog. What does that really translate into? It means the entire northern frontier is only free of enemies.
Hear me roar! Take their head! Cut them down! We are invincible, Kislev. They are nothing. For the motherland, we must keep moving.
More income over there. Just need a bit of devotion. Let's upgrade that. Go for rank 3. Now, I'm kind of curious over here.
You want to die?
Clan Ferric's been doing nothing this entire time, right? But that's because, like, they would have assaulted the settlement if I had let them, but it would take them two full stacks, and they also have another enemy to deal with. Like, Frot would have certainly marched all the same, but Frot is a different thing. Legendary Lords being what they are.
Excellent.
Alright, he's got another point.
The Great Bear.
Let's upgrade the
rewards
bears.
me.
Get evasion. And so, I'm turned 30. Alright. Well, we need to defeat Archeon. Well, that's gonna be a fun one. Not too bad, really, all things considered.
This is why
Maybe beat Clan Ferric so badly that I can get a peace treaty and non-aggression pact with them. I can say I didn't necessarily enjoy Alright, Ice Court Indoctrination. Let's get that.
a boon to our great state.
No, need my warp token stash.
It helps my homeland.
See if Azazel takes the bait there.
I was born in hope.
I kind of want Archeon to win though for the moment. Because it feels like he's really doing a good job keeping Daniel contained. Alright, I'm gonna take that region back and then eventually give it back to Consolidating. Alright, so it seems Frog has managed to regain some of his armies. That means he's gonna be coming for me.
Ursun's disciple, Demon Slayer. The bear is with us. No threat to Kislev may live. I return. We are Ursun's claws. Boris Ursus.
The great Anton.
Let us discuss stately affairs. You are...
Shall make bow to me. Now! Now!
High Priest of Ursun. Ursun's disciple. Hear me roar. Instrument against chaos.
Kislev's chosen.
Okay, so Azazel is next.
The great bear would see you dead, fiend.
Is that finally the Skaven army I've been waiting for so long to actually show up? I feel like the Skaven just don't know what the hell to do. Which wouldn't be surprising for Skaven. But yeah, having to keep an entire army there, or even half an army there. Clan Molder is finally destroyed, good.
I return. Taste my spear. Madness! No!
I'll be honest in saying I don't give a shit what happens there.
A sacrifice to Ursun. Not a chance.
Let me get the hero though.
My rule is cemented. I accept only loyal men. I deserve a larger retinue.
Fire!
Kislev.
Verminous valor!
Alright, there's an entire army over there.
I have survived.
Now the thing about these guys is that they're Azazel's vassals, so if I take out their fortress right there, I wonder what's gonna happen.
The great orthodoxy backs you. Perhaps.
Alright, we can have that settlement.
What news do you...
Look at Kislev. At war with Aslan, at war with Azag, at war with Ogres. Talabek, no. Festus.
Highborn son.
I demand absolute loyalty.
We are invincible, Kislev.
We are Kislev! Boya.
Bears decree. The motherland endures. Make them fear Ursus. Taste my spear.
Whichever woeful deity protects you. Without doubt.
Wind Shaper, as a dragon Orson's
None shall question. The Tsarina bids you welcome. Kislevites must...
Obey!
Kislev's chosen.
Alright, I'm gonna support the Ice Court so that they don't completely fall behind. You do want Katrin to win because you have better relations with her, so it's easier to confederate
I stand
with
for
her.
Kislev.
End the non-believers!
Alright, he wounded the bastard.
Power is my right. Governor of Kislev's lands. Lord of all.
Alright, over here. Well, I would need another turn to really make this work. I reckon. Yeah, although, obviously.
Never
bears.
yield.
What do you think?
Demon Slayer.
And with that entire situation sorted, we are gonna go.
I follow the bear.
The greater good must be served.
Alright, we're just gonna wait another turn. Costin is in a pretty decent situation. He does have an entire stack of troops here. But yeah, that's more or less.
Boris Ursus himself.
Let's get Drill Master.
With this I serve Kislev.
So right now 34 turns in, and let's look at the situation. We got Clan Ferric over there trying to sneak around and take my settlement. Evil Skaven. And they would succeed too.
Bow to me. Bow before me.
Alright, so just move that army there.
Prepare your master's
Move him
chambers.
there.
Ursun's disciple.
Take her and boost income. End the turn.
What news, comrade?
You're on your own, girl.
The lost Tsar returns. Hear me roar.
I must. What do you ask of the Supreme Patriarch? You on.
Anything for Kislev.
Kislev's chosen. Lord of all. For Mother Kislev. My seat of power.
Absolute devotion.
Very well.
So with the situation being as is, I could just go deal with Frog, put an end to him, abandon the province where he's at, because I'm just not going to be able to hold it. Not with so many Norskins around there. But just go in, kill him, move out, and then go deal with Archeon, and then the Demon Prince and all that. Choices, choices, choices. But you're free to make them. The pressure is just not here, really.
2 spears are better.
Alright, I'll take that.
The bear asks it.
Highborn son.
Purge the heretics.
Purge the heretic. The rat heretic.
Priest of the great orthodoxy. No greater.
Come then. Only Sigma's god.
I will.
The Empire.
I will listen.
Right.
I squeak.
Heed me. I am.
Kislev. Our foes are on Highborn, son.
Okay. So let's see what these guys do. Public order is going to be an issue here.
Follow the bear. Lies there.
They are two strong links in the chains that shackle disorder.
Well, I'm giving him an attack target. Just so someone deals with the damn Skaven. Alright, he's gonna get disbanded. Just need that extra income, I feel. Let's go with that.
High Priest of Ursus.
Ours is the side.
Alright, so all of Kislev stands united.
My pulks are at your service.
I...
Storm.
Jaume.
Ready to. When you speak to me. Accept.
And the situation is pretty good. Looking really good. For the most part.
Strength through
Maybe
faith.
Prague will go deal with my rat issue.
I am the fist of...
March until dawn, men. It is too far.
Or maybe give Costin all of these territories, including the Forbidden Citadel. That said, settling in the Cold Tar North does seem like a decent enough idea. The problem is, there's other threats there to deal with. And I think the Wanderer might end up becoming the dominant faction in North... or Be'lakor. Never ignore him. He's close enough that it matters.
It is Ursun's wish.
It is our responsibility.
Kislev's chosen.
Yeah, I won't be able to take advantage of that for Warbear recruits.
That welcome.
Real shame. And this region might just very well rebel.
A perfect climate.
Maybe I should give it to Catherine.
The orthodoxy.
Or make an army. Or maybe the situation will stabilize soon enough. I guess we'll find out. Regardless, I'm gonna gain a lot of supporters since I'm going to capture a few decent number of regions right now. I wonder what the hell is going up there. I'm gonna take a look. See who's winning. Though, given the fact that the Demon Prince doesn't have a vassal and Archaon does have a vassal at least, or multiple vassals, maybe the one who's really winning that situation is...
We are Kislev.
is Archaon. Makes sense when you think about it. The Demon Prince is just a speed bump on Archaon's path to glory.
A bold bold stratagem.
Well, look at that, gentlemen.
Lord
He has
of the
set sail.
I will impel. The bear is with us. Leave these dogs weak. No hesitation.
What all other lives? Unstoppable!
So I'm guessing he was winning. Let's take a look at where things stand.
By the Lord of
I will
He's got
subject
a
you
lot of
to a
it.
pano-
Oh yeah, he set sail because he's lost everything. It's like, what? You were gonna attack me when you've genuinely just gotten smacked over the head by Archeon and Dark Elves. Good stuff. Really, totally makes sense. 10-10 logic right there.
A tool fit for a lord.
Alright, as expected, Consolidating is gonna smack the crap out of the Norscan tribes. Then turn will allow me to be able to pick all of this up. What the fuck is Frog even doing though?
Don't care who.
Okay, he's over with Hagriff, Nagarond. Saved by the Dark Elves. What is this? Genuinely. Likely saved by the Dark Elves.
Never yield.
Because they've eliminated the pressure. The feeling when you owe a demon of Slanesh anything. Alright, Malice Darkblade is doing a lot very well. Looking at the situation here.
All powerful sorcerer.
Well, Tarax is meaningless, as expected. Alifanar, he's taken out the Drowned, and he's fighting Nagrand. Grumbrindle is gone. Not unexpected. He's just not that strong necessarily. Be'lakor is fucking around, more or less. The Wanderer controls half of Norska. Oh boy, that is going to be a fun one.
glory to Father Bear.
Warm your hearts with Orson's breath.
Well, I guess it makes sense, because you take out Frog, who else is there to contest it? No one.
The motherland's children are overlooked.
I return. Take their head. Take it for Ursus. Reborn for Kislev.
Why are we so mistreated?
Know well that
I am on thy knees. My will is done.
so.
Just
Obey.
The
Bow to me.
The motherland's children are overlooked.
Alright. We're just gonna keep that temple over there.
You will be food for the bear.
Not an unexpected turn of events, all things considered. Though he's likely also gonna have to deal with the Great Orthodoxy. But it ain't gonna be easy.
My reverence grows.
Shit.
It cements my power.
Well, they had to wisen up eventually, right?
No.
I reject any who crave power.
For the motherland. We are Ursun's claws. I follow the bear. Excellent.
Well. There's no saving the region, I guess.
Foolish thing. No.
I knew it was bound to happen eventually. I was just hoping for a bit more time. Yeah, this region won't rebel. It's close. It's gonna be close, but yeah, they won't rebel.
The people are ill-treated.
This is why. Ursun loves all allies. You threaten Kislev.
Hold out, brother Kislevites.
Too reckless.
You failed.
Governor of Kislev's lands. The rest.
The lost Tsar returns. I have survived death once. Boris Ursus.
People are ill-treated.
Okay, a bit of public order. Yeah, the problem with Clan Ferric, that is certainly an issue. I think it's cost me a lot more than I've gained to maintain that army to just keep that region. But they would have followed me all the way. Well, Prague would have certainly. But Put the damper in their spirit, so to speak. I think that army of Cassars should be able to stop them. If it was something like Fraud, yeah, that would never happen.
Before me.
Demon Slayer! I was born in...
House is decide.
Who calls?
Me.
Crossbones! What's your problem?
I could use some public order right now, so I'll give that benefit to Consolidating.
Know well that I...
Might even chase the Skaven down with this army if I can. Let's get some farms. Yeah, let's get it there, because I have no damn clue if the port's gonna still be standing at the end of it.
A perfect lineman.
Not the port, the city.
Ursun's disciple. Motherland endures. A sacrifice to Ursun, High Priest of Ursun. I return.
Kislev's chosen. Roll out! Assault.
Demand! No! To stand before me, so be it.
What?
This night.
He...
Born to rule.
Kislev's truth is also yours.
Ice Queen of Kislev.
What do you ask of the Supreme Patriarch?
Reborn for Kislev. The Great Bear rewards me.
You want to die?
Yeah, and I'm gonna go deal with Frog.
The motherland never falters.
Our loyalty goes unrewarded.
Hear me roar! I have missed such comforts.
My decision is law. Highborn son. Kislev the Enduring! Oh, red mice. Never yield. Seeking out.
To shield Kislev against chaos.
This is my right.
Alright, so just got some replenishment, control,
Resentment grows.
and so on. Growth over there. I'll support Catherine. At least 2 more times. And she'll then confederate Costin, who is being a bit obnoxious right now.
The greater good must be served. You are... The great...
They are one people.
Well, she's beaten Azag more or less. Although he does still have an army there.
Tsarina's duty.
But she's got a lot of things going for her. Could get more patriarchs, I guess.
Boris Ursus!
Alright.
The greater good must be... necessary.
Ursun loves all. Demon Slayer!
Take me there. Lord of the provinces.
And thus, Kislev expands with alarming speed and power. So we hold all the oblasts, and we're marching in to take portions of Norska as well.
Yes?
Approach and make your offer. That I make no
Let's get
promise.
that
Very well.
trade agreement.
I am true. Kislev's truth. You are.
Kislev. Let us discuss stately affairs. A pleasure.
I am the fist of proud. We are.
Who calls?
And thus, Prague is mine.
Yourselves with us.
Frost Maiden.
Goya. Do they hunger for undeserved power?
For Mother Kislev.
Right, and there is a full stack of troops over here. Nothing worth preserving.
I will suffer no wastrels.
Mother Kislev surely needs us.
The real win, of course, is Prague itself. Okay, so income and growth is going to go in... Well, it's an interesting one. Yeah, let's put one there. And one... Well, I think I'm gonna wait with the last one there. Help it is just kind of pointless. Because you don't have any special... Well, I guess... Like income from farms, 1%. Is it worth the misery? Let's just destroy that and build that building then.
My road is all.
And I'm gonna wait with... Okay, oh, yeah. Let's ignore the crap fest that's gonna be in some of these regions. Well, Griffin Legion, sure. Fair enough. Destroy that, get income. Public order.
Our loyalty goes up.
Alright, Kislev.
May the bear forgive me for sharing air.
I'm gonna cancel that. Let's get growth and control. And I'm just gonna capture this then. Hopefully.
We are invincible, Kislev. It is Kislevite now.
Just barely avoided the rebellion. And that is the situation there sorted out, more or less. Just gonna get him.
As I deserve.
You know, in case. So that gives me another Atherman. I'm gonna go with control and public corruption. The Mountain of Hell. That is so appropriate. It's funny.
Oh yeah.
Power.
Follow the bear. An instrument against chaos.
Okay, so all I need to do right now is destroy Archeon. Which is gonna be a bigger issue than one might think. One of the benefits of just sticking to your starting region would be, of course, that you would get to deal with the Archeon. Because it's pretty close enough, right? You just gotta destroy the Bloody Sword and Archeon, but you don't need to really rush this. The second objective, the long victory objective, is to destroy both the Demon Prince and Archeon. And also Zazel. Looking at the map right here, yeah, Hockland and parts of portions of Midland and Dalbeckland might be under threat, but well, there's a lot of issues to deal with. Sure, undeniably true. But we've unleashed the bears, so to speak, if you will. Pardon the pun.
We are disrespected.
And the benefit of that is now... Here's a major benefit of what I just did. By dealing with the Norskins, I relieve pressure on Prague. Prague being under pressure meant... under no pressure meant that they could deal with Clan Mulder, which in turn relieved pressure off Costalton and Catherine, because that's what Hufrat generally annoys the crap out of. Which in turn allowed them to deal with other threats.
All who opposed.
So as a result of all of this, as well as the fact that I've now beaten Frog within 50 turns, that I've done all of this within 50 turns, what it all really translates into that you have 2 legendary lords that are allied to me that are free to advance. Catherine is just going to deal with Azag. And keep in mind, Catherine can survive and does generally survive for quite a long time on her own against all of these threats, even when Costalton and Boris just end up being splattered on the floor, if you will. That's not good. Angle.
Advance for Kislev.
I decide Kislev's fate now. I reject any who crave power. I deserve a larger retinue.
The great horned rat favors.
But yeah, if there is anything I
listen.
do regret
Agree.
is wasting so much time
What?
and resources. But you might be tempted to go after Clan Ferric. The problem is, and I'll leave the issue here. The problem is Clan Ferric over here, they're pretty widespread in this region, and this region is pretty large. If you do that, Frog will certainly take out Krakadrak and come after you. So you're gonna lose the Frozen Landing, you're gonna lose all of this. And it's just like, Krakadrak just gives you so much in comparison, really. It's not even funny. So I'm at 35 supporters.
Boris Ursus.
Now, Costin, of course, is going to be hampered in terms of making progress for a number of reasons.
Will of the Blizzard.
The chief among them is the fact that the world walkers are not the joke to be trifled with.
We must keep moving. Make offerings to Ursus.
Another time.
Alright, so the Crooked Moon will not besiege the settlement this turn. Let's see about Clan Ferric.
You are my enemy.
Now everyone's gonna declare war against me. Read stuff.
Governor of Kislev's lands.
You've not paid me enough. No. Target unavailable.
Oh yeah. We are Kislev. Unpaid laborers, ideal. Bow to me.
So anyway, I'd say that's enough for the moment. That's how we play as Boris Ursus. And just to go over the settings, legendary, very hard, the difficulty. Only fought a single battle manually, only had to fight a single battle. I know, it's not exactly the most exciting gameplay in the world when you only have something like that happening. But it does work. Like, it works because my bears... The bears are... like, starting with Sargard, bears, and armored Kossars is genuinely a godsend in comparison to what, like, Catherine or even Costin start with. Although, to be fair, Costin does start with Streltsy, which are pretty damn good.
I prove my power.
Warlord of this clan. Now you witness much power. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So, Costin here signing out. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and enable notifications, and I'll see you boys next time. Stay tuned for more. If you do enjoy the content, consider donating via PayPal or Patreon or through YouTube channel membership. It would be greatly appreciated to help keep the channel going. See you around.